Hello everyone, good morning. For Telestar, I'm Cody Weddle in Caracas, Venezuela. To begin today, South American and Arab nations announced that their next summit in 2018 will be held here in Venezuela. Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro made the announcement early on Wednesday. The UNASUR and Arab League nations continue to discuss ways in which they can improve cooperation and economic ties. Now, Uruguayan Vice President Raul Sendic explained that the summit aims to benefit the people of Latin America and the Arab world.
Our aim with this summit is also to establish cooperation between our nations will help us reach concrete objectives in social and economic development set forward by our governments to improve the quality of life of our people.
Around the world, oil-producing countries will be following closely how the summit addresses the theme of global oil prices. Now, the International Energy Agency forecasts that global oil prices will recover slowly and will rise to $80 per barrel by the year 2020. In Mexico now, President Enrique Peña Nieto now says he welcomes debate over marijuana legalization. The president had opposed a recent constitutional court ruling which legalized the recreational use of marijuana. However, he now says he is open to listening to subjects and to experts, launching a national debate on the issue. The measure comes as the Mexican Senate is also deciding whether to vote in favor of marijuana legalization. Former Brazilian President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva has praised the Colombian peace talks underway in Havana, Cuba. The former Brazilian president spoke in Medellin at the Claxco Summit. It's one of the most important meetings of Latin American academics. Now, Lula praised the official efforts to put an end to the conflict, but also the Colombian people for their courage and decisive support to the peace process. And in the U.S. now, Republican candidates have gathered for another debate. The frontrunners there, Ben Carson and Donald Trump, were widely criticized by many analysts and social media users as having failed to confront difficult policy questions during the debate. Now, all of the Republican candidates opposed raising the federal minimum wage to $15 an hour, and you'll remember it came on the same day that low-wage workers marched in hundreds of cities across the world demanding a raise in the minimum wage.
I hate to say it, but we have to leave it the way it is. People have to go out, they have to work really hard, and they have to get into that upper stratum. But we cannot do this if we are going to compete with the rest of the world. We just can't do it.
And presidential hopeful Donald Trump, as we saw him there, he was confronted by other candidates, and he was also criticized for his insistence on building a wall at the Mexican border to stop migration. Now, the candidate and tycoon, he praised Israel's example in preventing Palestinians from entering Israel.
We need borders. We will have a wall. The wall will be built. The wall will be successful. And if you think walls don't work, all you have to do is ask Israel. The wall works, believe me, properly done. Believe me.
Can you just say?
And moving on, political uncertainty continues in Portugal now after a left-wing alliance ousted Prime Minister Pedro Passos Coelho, who governed through a right-wing minority party. Now, the decision is now in President Aníbal Cavaco Silva's hands, who will have to determine if he accepts a new left coalition government or if he calls for elections. New league documents reveal that Germany's football club transferred millions of euros in bribes. Now, the head of the Football Federation, Wolfgang Niersbach, resigned, but he denies having any knowledge of that money transferred. Now, according to investigators, the federation paid 6.7 million euros to win the bid for the 2006 FIFA World Cup. Football legend Franz Beckenbauer signed the contract. American Classic, Argentina will face Brazil in the World Cup qualifiers on Thursday. Now, Argentine star Lionel Messi will not play. Still, the Brazilian squad remains cautious. They say they're prepared for a tough match. So we're covering on this Wednesday morning here from Caracas with plenty more on all of those stories and others. telesurtv.net/English. Remember to join us on social media as well, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. For Telesur English, I'm Cody Wetta. We'll see you back here in just a few hours.